Hi there, it's Marilda. I know that you are fed up with those old stories where Rapunzel patiently waits in the tower for the prince to help her getting down, or where the Sleeping Beauty basically sleeps the most of her own story. And maybe you want to hear fairy tales about smart women who can take action and play the roles of heroines. So welcome to The Princess Left the Tower. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any exciting facts about women. Today I will tell you the story of Tokoyo. This is a summary of a fantastic fairy tales by Anita Ganeri. Long time ago in Japan, a powerful emperor ruled over the country. One day, a mighty samurai offended the emperor and was banished to a faraway island. The samurai was heartbroken because he had to leave behind his daughter, but he had no choice. Samurai follow a very strict code. Tokoyo was the girl's name, and she grew up with one thought in mind: find the father or die trying. So, as soon as she was big enough, she sold all her belongings and left for a long journey. She managed to reach the coast, and from there she could see the island where her father was supposed to be trapped, but nobody wanted to take her there. No fishermen, no sailors, nobody wanted to help her. They were all scared and didn't want to disobey the emperor. But she didn't give up. She bought some food and a tiny boat and decided to sail during the night. The sea was rough and the sky was stormy and dark. But after long hours, she could reach the islands. She went to the shore, found a shelter, and there she fainted out of exhaustion. The next day, she started her research, and she went up and down and here and there all around the island, but she couldn't manage to find her father, and nobody wanted to tell her the place where he was trapped. One day, out of despair, she decided to swim to a shrine, which was in the middle of a vast lake. Then she prayed the gods and then fell asleep. During the night, the sound of drums and voices woke her up, and someone was crying. She then saw a monk who was praying and saying something, and then he pushed a little girl down the cliff into the water. Quick like an arrow, she ran and grabbed the girl by one arm and saved her. The old monk was surprised and started to tell this story behind his horrible action. He said that a monster lived in those waters, an evil spirit in the form of a horrible snake, who tormented the people on the island and killed the peasant and drowned the fishermen and condemned all the people to starvation. And the only way to keep him quiet was to give him a little girl once a year as a sacrifice. Now, Tokoyo understood the situation and she asked the monk to let her go instead of the little girl. She was desperate because she couldn't find her father, but she didn't want to die. In reality, she wanted to kill the snake. She jumped into the water and started swimming and swimming until she reached the bottom, and there she found a cave. Weird enough, at the entrance of the cave there was a statue representing the emperor. She wanted to smash it in 1,000 of pieces, but then she thought twice and she decided to take it to the surface and save it from the water. While she was swimming back to the surface, she saw the snake, and all of a sudden he attacked her. They started to fight, and the fighting was cruel and horrible and lasted endless minutes until Tokoyo managed to blind him with her dagger. That dagger was the one that her father gave to her when she was a child, and she always kept it by her side. The blinded snake started to swirl and strike useless blows, but Tokoyo took advantage of the situation and managed to stab them in his heart. Soon, the snake was dead. Tokoyo emerged from the water, carrying the dead body of the monster and the statue. Soon, people spread the news on the island and all over Japan until he reached the emperor. And another fantastic news was that all of a sudden, the emperor recovered from a long illness, the same exact moment when Tokoyo killed the evil spirit and rescued the statue. That meant that there was a curse on that statue and on the emperor's life. The emperor wanted to learn all about Tokoyo and then decided to free her father. So, thanks to Tokoyo's courage and determination, they could finally be reunited and they lived happily ever after. I hope that Tokoyo can inspire you to take courageous actions today. So stay tuned and I will see you in the next video. Ciao!